Hello again. This is Wednesday, September 7, 2022. It is 10:17. We have completed a work session that was very, very interesting and important, presented to us by Superior Court. We now turn to council time and open the meeting with public comment, if there is any, on any agenda item, meeting an agenda item of council time today. No other agenda, just that one. And if you are in the hearing room, please indicate to staff your interest in speaking. *3 if you're calling in, or the raised hand icon if you're on your computer or tablet. Staff, do you see any people from the community who wish to testify or give comment?
Chair, we do not have anybody in the hearing room or online. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Old business. Is there a motion, please, for approval of the minutes of August 31?
Move to approve the minutes of August 31.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any further, or is there any discussion, objection, edits, anything? And hearing none, they are passed as drafted. We turn to new business, and Kathleen Otto, there is a proclamation request.
We actually have Roy Johnson here first to talk about a project and 1406 funding request. Are you okay with us proceeding with that first, Chair?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Chair Bowerman and County Councilors. I'm Roy Johnson, Vancouver Housing Authority, and next to me is Victor Caesar, our Development Director. Oh, sure. Now you can hear me. First and foremost, I do want to thank you again for the commitment of the 1406 funds for the Housing Authority to use. Today, we're here asking for a change in what was approved for this year. For this year, it was dedicated to pre-development for Weaver Creek in Battleground, and then also for operations for Tinney Creek, our assisted living for homeless. And due to the fact that we did not get funded in the last cycle with the Housing Trust Fund, we are delayed on Weaver Creek. And as a result, we have slowed down pre-development on it, and we expect instead we'll be going full steam with it in 2023. But due to the fact that we have not needed to commit as much to Weaver Creek, and because of the fact that we are working on a project that we do have a budget shortfall for doing improvements, we are requesting being able to add Azalea Place onto our request for the use of the funds this year. Victor has been working on a renovation project with this. This is within the county jurisdiction, and it is 12 units for persons with chronic mental illness. It was constructed in 2004. It's needing some improvements, and one of the things that we wanted to make sure we were able to do, if we were able to divert some of these funds to it, is include some air conditioning and also doing some improvements to the ventilation, which we would not be able to do otherwise. This is actually a Columbia nonprofit housing project, which is an affiliate of the Housing Authority, and we fully staff it and provide all the support for it. It is a very good project here. It's a small project, but it's been operating efficiently for all this time, but we do want to make these improvements now. So that's why we are requesting being able to use these funds for it. And Victor, if you have anything to add, otherwise you can answer any questions.
Nope, nothing new to add.
Madam Chair.
Excuse me, I just have a quick question of Kathleen Otto. Where is this on the agenda?
It is item 3.1 under new business. Staff, if you could pull up the agenda.
Was that oh, okay. That is not the same agenda that I had printed out. So thank you for sharing that. This is the agenda that was posted.
Yes, that's correct. This is pulled from our website.
Okay, very good. Councilor Rylander.
I think I read this the last couple of days on the sidebar, and correct me if I'm wrong in my summary, but you're asking for about $895,000. Was that approximate of money?
No, the total budget is that we're requesting that we're able, and thank you for asking this question, to divert $250,000 of the funds that were awarded to us of the 1406.
Okay, because for some reason that 895 number stuck in my mind, and for 12 units, I was going to ask. That was pretty expensive air conditioning, but other improvements. I just wanted to make sure. So 250,000 will allow you to make your improvements, add air conditioning, revise your ductwork, et cetera.
Correct.
For the 12 units.
Yes, and especially for this type of housing and our senior housing, we really try to get air conditioning in when they weren't constructed that way.
I'm curious, are they actually air conditioners, or are they small heat pumps? The function is to heat and cool.
It's the heat and then the cool and the mini splits.
Okay, so they are a type of small unit heat pump.
Correct.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Councilor Olson.
Kathleen, this is really more of a question for you. So if we were to go forward with this, this would be included in our budget actions later? Or would this be something we would do prior to that? Or what's the process of kind of moving this money?
I'll have to check on that. I know we're already receiving the funding for this tax, so I don't believe we need to do any budget transfers or budget action since it's already being received and we have the expense budget already. And I see Michael Torres agreeing with me, so this just requires council approval on how we're going to expend the funds.
And is this something we can do today? I mean, I know we can give direction but we can actually approve it today for expenditures.
Yes, you can, but to be consistent, I think with our process, I would request staff to do a staff report, and we'll put it on the September 19th or 20th council meeting for your final consideration.
Okay, and I think it's good for the community as well to be able to have that on a Tuesday meeting. Okay, thank you.
If I may add also that we currently have the agreement with the county for this full amount. It's just that we're asking a different use within that agreement.
Other questions or comments from council?
Any supply chain issues? We talk about supply problems these days. So once the approval is, can you get the materials that you need and get the work done? And when would you project it would be completed by?
Yeah, so a portion of this funding comes from the state. It's their Housing Preservation Program fund, so we have to close out the grant by September 30th of 2023. So the longest lead item that we'll have is windows, because windows are about 3 to 4 months out. So once we get a contractor on board, we'll allow them to order them, and so work will sort of sit for a moment, and then spring of next year we'll really dive in, because we're doing siding, windows, air conditioning, so work that's better suited for the springtime.
Okay, so spring. Okay, just wanted to understand the time factor.
Let's, if someone wishes, have a motion for moving this to the September 20 agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
And further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And it is passed unanimously. Thank you so much. And I shall not download the agenda so quickly in the future. Because truly that 3.1 was not on there. 3.2, National Day of Remembrance.
Yes, thank you, Chair. So this is an annual event. It's actually, and personally, I believe it's a very important and heartbreaking tribute to those victims who lost their lives due to violence. Previously, they've done this in person. The prosecuting attorney's office would coordinate this in the hearing room, and that all the families of those victims would become and their loved ones would be recognized. They have decided to continue this year as a remote only again. They will be doing a slideshow beginning Saturday, September 24th, and they're welcoming and asking the council to provide a proclamation to recognize National Day of Remembrance for Homicide Victims on the 25th day of September 2022. So if council is comfortable with this, I believe we would put this on the next Tuesday meeting as well for council support in this event.
Questions, comments? Is there a agreement, a motion to put this on the proclamation on the calendar for the 25th, on the agenda for the 25th?
So moved.
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? I believe it is unanimous. So, thank you. That will be something that we'll get more information on the Saturday program, I take it, so that we know when we can watch that and where and so on. Are there councilor reports?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Councilor Rylander.
I had the opportunity last week to get a personal tour by the Mayor of Vancouver, and Jamie Spinelli runs the homeless encampment to visit various facilities that the city is running, walk through, talk to people, got a full background review. Just reporting that to the council, I thought it was interesting. A number of the small camps that they're overseeing and managing were very clean, very presentable, had some good discussions. So I appreciate the effort, time, and money that the city has put into some of these facilities to this point.
Other councilor reports? Hearing none, work session requests. Let's go to the Stormwater Capital Plan.
So the Clark County Stormwater Management Program is required to protect water resources from polluted stormwater runoff and comply with state and federal laws. In preparation for the 2023-2028 Stormwater Capital Plan to Council, for the adoption in November, they're asking for 30 minutes to meet with the council to update you on any changes on the capital program priorities, and would, like I said, they're requesting 30 minutes to get in front of council to get your feedback prior to the public hearing in November.
And it looks like that would be for presentation on the 19th of October. Questions?
That is their, and I just want to be clear, that is always their suggested time frame. We'll work within the calendars to make sure that it works with you so we don't have 3 and stuff, but that is one of their recommended dates. And so we'll solidify that.
Questions or comments from council? Is there approval for this? If you wish to give it a thumbs up, I see 2, 3, 4. It is approved. Wetland and Habitat Ordinance.
Yes, so community development and community planning are requesting an hour this month for the council. The goal is to have code updates done by the end of this year and prior to the next GMA process. The critical areas ordinance updates are usually very subject to a lot of public participation, so they would like to get these code changes or proposed code changes in front of council sooner so that they can start that public participation process in order to have any code updates before council before the end of the year.
Madam Chair, you're on mute.
Thank you. Chair Bowerman, you're on mute.
Oops. Oh, thank you. I had thought that I heard Counselor Olson, but I don't believe so. Did I? Okay. Thumbs up is good. Lindsay here on policy issues.
I don't have anything for you all this morning.
We do have an executive session. It will be about 10 minutes. It is on the subject of collective bargaining. Council will be present, and it is now 10:32, or it's now 10:33. I would say that 10:45 is very ambitious for us to be back, but let's try for that. I say ambitious because getting in and out of the technology seems to take a little bit of time. But we will be back into council time for adjournment at about 10:45. Thank you, and council, see you in executive session.
Hello, council is extending their executive session for 10 more minutes and will be returning at 10:55. Thank you.
May we proceed? This is Wednesday, September 7. The Clark County Council has now completed its work session, initial council time, and then an executive session on collective bargaining. And we have returned to council time with no report out, simply for the purpose of adjourning. So at this point, the meeting is adjourned. Best wishes, everyone. Bye-bye.